Miles with Elixir support here. Today we are going to be covering the last button, the settings button. Now, this is an important button. This is where you will find every option in the program, pretty much, how you control those options, and different ways you can configure the program. This is going to be a rather long video because there is a lot to cover in this. So, as you can see here, we have multiple tabs in this button, all of which are filter options. So we have a general portion, we have a messages port and whisper portion, performance, notifications, sounds, host raffles, overlays, and miscellaneous, or all. And you can just scroll down and view all of the options. I'm going to leave it on all and cover these one at a time. So starting off, we have dark mode. Simple. Light mode's on, dark mode's on. I prefer dark mode. Light mode's very bright and hurts my eyes. To turn the power on and off for the program, we have a power button. It is right here. Say you want to do something and you want to stop lurking everyone for a minute, turn the power off. When you're done doing that and you're ready to lurk people, turn them back on. Split second reaction. It turns it on and off. Ghost mode. Ghost mode means that you will sit in your lurk list's chat. So everyone on your lurk list, you'll just sit in their chat. You won't send any messages. You'll just sit there. You'll still respond to L for L requests. You'll still respond to follow for follow requests in your personal chat, but you will not say any lurk messages, period. Now, say you want to just turn lurk messages off all around. We have a button for that, as well as advertisement messages. You can turn them off, or host messages. You can turn either of those things off at any given time, and it will not cycle through that rotation at all. If you don't want to do L for L, you can turn the ability for people to type L for L off, and it responds. So say you turn this off, if someone types L for L, it's not going to add them to your lurk list, and it's also not going to respond to them. The same thing goes for follow listen. If you don't want to do follow for follow, you can turn this off. If someone types follow for follow, it will not add them to your followers list and it will not respond to them. Say you don't want to respond at all to people but still do actions or trigger requests, we'll call them. So if we turn silence responses on, that means that any responses that we covered in the message and responses tab back here are not going to go out. So if someone does a lurk request, it won't send this. If it's failed, it won't send that. And so on and so forth. That goes for a stream chat and whispers. If we turn this silence responses option on, it will send no responses. The show refreshes. This is an option for the program specifically. The console. If we turn show refreshes on, every time the program goes to refresh a channel, it's going to show you that. This will not affect refreshing at all. All it's going to do is show you an output of when it refreshes. You do not need this on or off. It's completely optional and up to the person's preference. The show fast skips is another one of those things that it simply just shows in the console log when it does a fast skip. And fast mode just allows the program to cycle through cycles quicker. This is once again a preference, completely optional. It's not going to make things be any different for you. You will, chances are, not notice any difference in turning this on or off. Now, as we scroll down, we will see general. If we click that general tab up here, it's just going to show us the general section. So what general is it's going to contain your personal channel's name. It's going to contain your OAuth token. Be sure to always keep that private. Never give that out. And the start delay. Time and seconds to wait before starting assistant activity. Essentially means the program's going to load up and it's going to have the start delay in place. Say you have 1,000 people on your channel, on your lurk list. That's going to take longer than 35 seconds to load up. So you would raise this number up to say a minute and 20 seconds. We'll just say a minute and 20. So in I'm sorry. I said a minute and 20 seconds. This is 2 minutes because it's in seconds. So in 2 minutes from the program starting, it's going to trigger all of the cycles and start doing its thing. But it will not do that until 2 minutes in, which gives you plenty of time to load all of your lurk list and join all of those channels. As you can see, happens every time the program starts. or if a new person is added to the list. So you typically don't need to raise this number up from the default 35, I believe it is, unless you have a really large lurk list. So I'll leave that at the default 35 and we'll be good to go. Once again, this is completely up to you and you can set it to really whatever you want. But I recommend the more people you have on the list, the higher the number is. But you should never need more than 2 minutes to load everyone. The next tab is going to be the Messages tab. This is options for messages. So first thing is the lurk delay. Time in between each lurk cycle in minutes. The start of each cycle will trigger a live check. If live, a refresh loop will start for that channel. So this is how often we lurk people in minutes. So every 60 minutes, every 1 hour, we will lurk everyone on our lurk list. And then an hour from that hour, it's going to do it all over again. So we will not send any lurk messages out except every hour. On the hour, it's going to do it and go through the entire lurk list. The response delay is obviously how quickly the program responds to someone that has a response trigger. So, for example, a lurk request. After someone types L for L, after 2.5 seconds, it's going to send the response. The first message. An optional special first message that will be sent to all channels on the lurk list once as the first lurk cycle happens each time the application starts. So as soon as you start the program, your entire lurk list is loaded and you join all those channels, it will send a first message. I like to say it's a greeting message, so I make it say, hey, I'm live. If you need a lurk, hop in the stream. It's a good example for you. This is optional. You do not have to have this. 1M timeout. Limit the first message from being sent out only once every X hours. For example, a value of 12 means the first message will only send once every 12 hours. So you can make this an option to send automatically your first message every 12 hours. It will send that first message. 1M after break. If enabled, the first message will be sent after every refresh break, regardless of the 1M timeout setting. So if you have this enabled, this is canceled out, and it will send out your first message after every refresh break, which we will cover in the performance section, is where that is located. Play mode. This is used to play games on stream and other channels. When enabled, exclamation point play will be sent every time or any time Elixir hears exclamation point play in a channel. This is typically for games like Marbles on Stream. If exclamation point play is triggered, it's going to trigger exclamation point play back, and it will play the game for you. Sorry, I have to take a drink. Parched. Random messages. Specifies if Elixir should randomly send messages from the message list. If disabled, messages will send in a linear order, top to bottom. This is a reference to the Messages and Responses tab on the lurk list. These are, by default, picked at random. There is no order, and you can have as many as you want or as few as you want. But if we turn this option on, random messages, or turn it off, it's just going to go straight down this list and send them one cycle at a time and then start all over. Unique messages. If enabled, all messages must send once before the list is reset. This prevents duplications until the whole list is used. Very simple. That lurk message list will never send the same message twice back to back, having this option on. Greeting responses, and if enabled, Elixir will respond to greetings such as hello, hey, and hi. The hello response can be customized in the response tab of the message menu. So this is, once again, in reference to the responses, there's an option for hello. If someone types hello, it will respond to that person with a greeting. You can set that in the message and responses tab. And this triggers the lurk fail response on and off. If you have this on, it will send a lurk fail response or a follow fail response. You can turn these options on and off. Command response. If enabled, Elixir will respond to exclamation point command with a list of available commands. This will send any user that types exclamation point command a list of Stream Elixir commands for them to use, such as remove me, which will remove that user from your lurk list. Respond to duels. If enabled, Elixir will always respond to an exclamation point duel request with accept. And we have the thank cheers, thank subs, and thank hosts. These are messages that we configure. If enabled, Elixir will chat the cheer response in your stream chat to thank people who cheered. Same thing goes for subs and hosts. The next button up is the whispers button. If we enable this, turn the whisper feature completely on or off, and if enabled, whisper responses can be used, and Elixir can listen for requests. This is more to do with responses. If we have this enabled, it will respond to whispers if you have it configured, which we covered in the messages and responses. We can also turn it on if Elixir will listen for lurks in those requests, if it will listen for follows in the whisper requests. And we can also thank cheers, thank subs, and thank host via the whispers built in to Twitch. If enabled, Elixir will send the cheer response to thank people who cheer. So if someone cheers, it will thank them via the whisper. The performance tab. This is an important tab. As is, this is built to run perfectly. But for some users who have a slower computer, we do opt for an option for having performance troubles. If you're running on a slower computer, I highly recommend you click this. It will toggle what we believe to be the best settings possible for a user with a lower end computer. These options should not be messed with if you do not know what to do. The only thing that you should use is the having performance problems. You can click it. But we are a program built on customization, so we give you the option to configure these. The refresh system. Disabling this will disable the new refresh system and use only the old way of doing things. The refresh system is new. It's what gives us a higher success rate at counting and view for each other. So if you go over all these, it will explain it. The number of seconds between each refresh call default is 20. Changing this is the best way to modulate Elixir's network usage and view success. The view length. The number of minutes to watch a channel before taking a break default is 90. Changing this is the best way to modulate Elixir's network usage and view success. And the break length. The number of minutes a view break lasts. Use this to reset your view count so your success rate can stay more consistent. Default is 15. Changing this is once again the best way to modulate Elixir's network usage and view success. And lurk speed, which is the same explanation. I don't know why I'm getting an authentication error. Probably because I've been sitting idle for so long, so we'll just close this and open the program back up. But once again, I really recommend, if you're having performance issues, just clicking this button and it will configure it with the best settings we offer for lower end performance. The next tab, notifications. This is very self-explanatory. The program once again has built-in notifications. It will notify you of certain things such as an add, remove, ban, mention, follow, blacklist, whisper, cheer, sub, host, and follow only notification. If you don't want to hear the sounds for an ad, you turn it off. If you don't want to hear it for remove, you turn it off. You cannot turn ban off, but you can turn any of the other options off. Once again, very simple. All this does is turn notifications off for whatever it's listed as, whether it's host or add or remove notification. You do not have to have these on. You do not have to have these off. It's personal preference. Whatever you choose is fine and will not affect the way the program functions. Sounds. This is something that you would want to turn off if you have a lower end PC, because sending sounds is a very high use operation. As you can see, I have mine turned all the way off. I don't want to hear the sounds personally. Whenever I'm done streaming, I'll go check my history log and see what's happened through the history of Stream Elixir. This is simply a button to configure sounds. If someone adds you, you can set it up to make a light sound, a stare sound, a chin up sound. As you can see, every one of them sounds different. Everything's customizable, and you can make it do a sound for whatever you want. The off list only. Only your chat sound when someone off your list chats, meaning that it will only do one of these sounds when someone that isn't on your lurk list chats. Very simple. Host raffle mode. This is a feature that a lot of people wanted and wanted to know how to do. So, if we click the host raffle button, you know what? Actually, I'm going to do that in a separate video. I'm going to do a video that's all about configuration of host raffles and the overlays for the host raffles. So we'll skip to the miscellaneous button. The show dashboard stats triggers the dashboard stats. Remove follow only. If enabled, channels who turn on follow only chat will be removed from your lurk list. If you turn this on, anyone that's in follow only mode will be removed from your the lurk list. Follow only mode. If you turn this on, this means that anyone who has their current stream running in followers only mode, the program will automatically follow them and begin to lurk them. The open my chat on start button does exactly what it says. When you run Stream Elixir for the first time, or whenever you open the program up, it's going to open your stream's chat up for you. So you can turn that on or off. Will not affect the way the program runs, and it's just a feature we offer. Threads. Messages sent in the last minute, 5 out of 5. Messages per minute. Messages sent in the last minute. The messages sent in the last hour. Your current global list opt-in, which I'm registered. Obviously, we covered this in another segment. I believe it was the management actions, also known as the lightning bolt button. I'm registered. I'm opted into that. And once again, some familiar options. You can reset your global list opt-in here. Manage your subscription once again. You can toggle the having performance problems on here. And the find channels.json file and the find elixir.log file. If you're a Stream Elixir user and you're ever having issues with your program, we will ask for 2 files 90% of the time. That will be the channels.json file and the elixir.log file. If we are in a call in Discord and we ask for these, you go right here, you click the find channels.json file, you send it to us. Same thing goes for the elixir log file. If your channels file is ever corrupt, we'll say load up a backup. Doing that, you just open backups folder, go to your backup, and there's your backup. And then you would go to import and import it. Now, let's cover this. What you would do here is you would open your backups folder, you would click backups, you would copy the backup and paste it in the main directory for Stream Elixir. You would delete your old channels.json file, and you would rename the backup to just channels.json. That is how you would do that. But being as my channels file is not corrupted, I will not be doing that. Say you are a returning Elixir user and you have your channels.json file saved. If you load up the program, you can click this import button and import your channels.json file, and it will load all of your settings. It will load your entire lurk list back to its original state that you last had it. The show intro button just opens up the intro that you will see when you first run the program. The open readme file opens Stream Elixir's readme. The refresh OAuth refreshes your Twitch OAuth token. The reset OAuth button completely reconnects you to Twitch and will have you log in again. And if you want to start everything from scratch and delete everything, including your lurk list and anyone you may be lurking, the start over button is for you. I do not recommend doing that unless everything is just bad and you want to start from scratch. And then once again, you'll see this familiar save everything button, which is how you force a save. Once again, this happens every time you change to a different page. It will automatically save that for you, but this is just a surefire way to guarantee that every setting in the program has been saved. Once again, this is Miles with Stream Elixir support. This concludes the main portion of the tutorial series. I will be doing a series on extra tips in different ways to do things in the program, and all of those videos have been, will be done with different thoughts that me and the developer and the support team have on the best ways to do certain things. I appreciate everyone who's took the time to watch this series, whether you're a current Elixir subscriber or a future Elixir subscriber, or just want to know how things work with Elixir. Thank you for your time. You can always check us out on our website, check us out on our Discord. Those will also be listed in the description of this video. And if you ever have any questions and you want to reach out to the developer or me, Miles, or any of our support members, or just talk to the community to see how everyone feels about the program, hop in our Discord. We got 200 plus members in there. Everyone's very active and everyone wants to network and meet each other. So have a great day. Thank you for your time and happy streaming.